All right. Hello. Welcome. Starting right on time tonight. This is the best place for Magic the Gathering Dinos. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. And I just realized I'm basically finished the Mastery Pass, so I'm actually going to redeem it for you guys. We'll open up all the packs just quickly before we jump into the matches here with a super fun, super focused, and a very linear list for dinosaurs. I'll go over that quickly, and as you can see, I got 3,435 gems ready, so then we can redeem that pass, open up a bunch of packs, and hopefully get some wild cards. And maybe if you guys have suggestions for something you want to see, I'll do it. Chances are I have it, if it's dinosaur related, of course, but if there's something a little bit wacky, I got enough wild cards right now, and certainly opening up the packs from the Mastery Pass, that is going to get me a bunch more for sure. But this list, going back to Jund, Draco, yes. And speaking, I've got some black tea right now. Vanilla something or other. I don't know. I might make another cup at some point, but tea made me think of you. A tea in a flower cup. But yeah, basically it's going back to Jund, which I gotta highlight. That's the biggest thing. I mean, Embercleave, the title, theme, inspiration for tonight's sword art. Hopefully we're going to be killing them in some artful ways, but it's going to be a nice display, that's for sure. Embercleave. Dinosaurs already are pretty big, so I feel like Rotting Regisaur may not even be necessary. If we're able to slap an Embercleave on even just Shifting Ceratops, there's a pretty good chance that's going to be enough. Of course, it is always lovely slapping the Embercleave on Rotting Regisaur. But without the haste, I'm not using Otepic Hunt Master just because I feel it dies too easily. I've still kept that replaced with Thunderherd Migration here. But Rotting Regisaur turn 3, not getting to attack with him that first turn, and then you have to discard. Oh, it's rough. Fight rigging, yes. I think probably after I open up the packs from the Mastery Pass, definitely I'm going to do something with fight rigging. I'll have certainly enough resources by that point. I get a bunch of gold with the Mastery Pass as well. So yeah, I think fight rigging is next on the agenda. Maybe not tomorrow night, but probably some night this week, I would think. But yeah, we'll see how Rotting Regisaur feels, but we'll keep in mind that perhaps we don't really need it, because it's the only thing that's requiring black at the moment, and that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It's hard to say that because Rotting Regisaur is so fantastic being a 7/6. So we'll have to keep that in mind. But remember, if you're ever trying a list like this, a bunch of Embercleaves, try it without Rotting Regisaur, just in case, because that can be a pretty bad drawback. Definitely if you have to discard something for Rotting Regisaur, and then the opponent responds with some instant speed removal, and you don't get any benefit from it. Basically, it's 2 and a black to discard a card. That's pretty terrible. It definitely feels bad, for sure. All right. Everything's pretty simple. I do got to mention, though, we got Blossoming Defense, Tamiyo Safekeeping, 4 of each. Now, going back to Rotting Regisaur and the Embercleave, specifically the double strike that it gives, I'm thinking Blossoming Defense would be quite fantastic. You want some creature to have tons of power that has double strike, so perhaps Blossoming Defense to save Rotting Regisaur during combat, or maybe during your first main phase trying to attack with this guy. So you make him a 9/8, and then you slap on Embercleave, make him 10 power, double strike, lethal potentially if they left him unblocked. So I think Blossoming Defense definitely pairs quite nicely with double strike. And of course we want to be protecting our big heavy hitters, because lots of things die quite often, as we've seen. So 4 Blossoming, 4 Tamiyo Safekeeping, going all in on the single target protection, especially Tamiyo's. Again, with the Indestructible, we can save some permanent from a board wipe. It's pretty fantastic because it's permanent. It's not just creatures, so if they're looking to take out some land, possibly Embercleave, because it's being such a headache, we could just use Tamiyos to save the Embercleave, whereas Blossoming Defense is only able to be used on a creature, unfortunately. It's still quite fantastic, but yeah, other than that, everything's pretty standard for what I love. I got a couple Rhonas in there just to up the power. Of course, upping power, again, pairs nicely with Double Strike. Soul Guide Lantern for that graveyard stuff, which really hasn't been much of a problem. Grease Fang vehicles, you know, cheating out a big nasty vehicle from the graveyard with Grease Fang, Greasy Rat. I haven't seen it too much. Not too worried about it. Of course, Rampaging Ferocidon, got to be in there, as always. Stop players gaining life, and if they got lots of little creatures that they're playing, recurring from their graveyard, that's the ticket. And a sweeper, just in case, you know. I feel a little wary, not having much single target interaction, as has been the case the past probably week or two, I would say. But definitely, if it's aggro, anger, as always, is going to do the trick. And Ripjaw, you know, if something mono red or some deck with little creatures that are just under Ripjaw Raptor, that's also going to be quite nice. Had to make space for a bunch of other guys. All this other good stuff. Should be enough bodies as long as we can slap Embercleave on something. I think that might simply just get it done right there. That's the hope, at least. We'll go back to the list at some point, though, but let's redeem that Mastery Pass. Well, I'm almost finished it. I'll miss one pack, but I'll get that. The Mastery Pass expires in 15 days. I'm pretty sure, just to guess, I can get a single level in 15 days. Oh, this is good. There are 15 days left to progress. Additional levels. Are you sure I want to purchase this item? I don't know. I don't know. Take a chance. Nope.
New Capenna will be mine.
Oh, I think it just gave me all the stuff. Okay. And it's pretty fantastic with the update opening all the packs. All right, let's see. One of these is fight rigging. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. We got a rare wild card. Can't complain. That's always lovely. And Bootlegger's Stash, which some of you guys have mentioned. Yeah, I could see myself trying this out in Dinosaur Treasures, something where it's nice to have lots of mana. Primal Might, you know, sinking all available mana, including the treasures into that to make somebody as big as possible, you know, at 2020. That'd be pretty fun. I'm going to have to keep that in mind. All right. 3 Neon Dynasty. Nothing that I really need. Okay. Hey, another wild card. Good stuff. Ooh, Crimson Vow. Glorious Sunrise. I have. Oh. Xander's pretty nasty. Yes. Oh, I've seen some nasty commander decks featuring Xander. Scary. He is very scary indeed. Going back to Glorious Sunrise, I've thought about adding it in. Of course, I like buffing creatures. Sometimes we have a bunch. And giving them all trample, which is one of my favorite things, especially, you know, Marauding Raptor, who sometimes is big and he doesn't have trample. So I have been toying with the idea of trying some list that involves Glorious Sunrise. Of course, we potentially get to draw a card. We could ramp a little bit until end of turn. It's quite versatile. I do like it, but it's pretty costly. It does affect the board that turn. It comes down, though, with the at the beginning of combat part. So it's kind of nice. You don't have to wait to play something else. You will get some almost immediate value from playing Glorious Sunrise. I think it's got good potential for that fact, especially. Man, that is actually quite exciting. I don't know if you guys know, but Meat Hook Massacre in paper is, I think, the most expensive card in Midnight Hunt. My goodness, and for good reason. It is just nasty, versatile, absolutely fantastic. -X, -X. Of course, it gets around indestructible, which is always lovely stuff. Even just dropping the power of creatures allows you to trade with, well, probably anything the opponent has or anything that's left after you cast Meathook Massacre for X equals 4. But yes, in paper, this is probably, I think it's around $50 US, maybe $40. It's something like that, but it's that price for good reason. Absolutely fantastic card. I mean, maybe I could add it in Jund Dinos, perhaps. Of course, Rotting Regisaur does have 6 toughness, so that's something to consider. Huh. I hadn't thought about that pairing there. The big toughness of Rotting, Meathook Massacre to clear out basically anything and everything. 50 euros, yes, something. It's a lot. So the fact that we mostly, basically got this card for free, I think, people rip on the economy of Arena pretty hard, but of course you can't sell this. You got to keep that in mind, but then again, it doesn't take that initial investment, and you're not going to likely gain the full price of the card you sell back anyways. If it's $50, you may get half of that or even less, potentially, depending where you sell it at. So yeah, usually you don't get that full price. If you wanted to and you sell it by yourself through eBay, something like that, that takes time. Book of Exalted Deeds. That was pretty interesting when it first came out. Combo, using that on Faceless Haven to add the counter while it's an angel, and then they just can't lose the game, and they never make Faceless Haven back into a creature, so it keeps that you can't lose the game enlightened counter forever. It's pretty hard to take out. $70, okay, yeah, I thought it was something like that. I think a Book of the Exalted Deeds is not nearly that. It's still kind of up there a little bit. Inferno of the Star Mounts. That's a pretty sweet dragon. All right. Strixhaven. Oh, it's been a while since I've opened this pack. Okay, decent. We're getting a bunch of wild cards. Call Time. I have most of Call Time. Huh. That's all right. Oh man, look at all those. Oh, guys, we got 14 rare wild cards and 12. Man, that is good. We'll just quickly get 5 packs of Streets of New Capenna, and then we'll jump right into the matches here. Open these up. I love the fact that you can buy multiple packs now with gold. That would just took forever clicking, especially if you were saving up like, I don't know, 50,000 gold. Ooh, still. But we got another rare wild card. That's good, but we're still waiting on that fight rigging. I think I probably won't wait anymore. There's nothing really I need other than fight rigging, so I got 15 rare wild cards. Let's get her done after tonight, but we'll jump right into the matches here without further ado. Oh, no, we're not doing play. I was testing things out in Explorer Play, so that's why I had that on lunch, just in case the game goes long, because I only have 20 minutes for my 2 breaks, so I don't want to get caught out. All right. Yes, yeah, well, I'm not super into Pokemon. Not a whole lot. I did start with the original Pokemon Blue way back when, in the original Game Boy, that massive gray brick. It was my all-time favorite game. Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Crystal, Fire Red, Leaf Green. Yeah, I think actually Pokemon Gold was my absolute favorite. Man, I love Pokemon. I like a lot of games, but I used to know basically every original Pokemon off by heart in order. Pokedex order, I should say. That's not quite going to do it for this hand, though. Probably too many lands. It's hard to say. I'm going to keep it, though. Could be a lot worse. I have wondered about Minecraft Pokemon. It looks pretty fantastic, and in some cases I think it's better than original actual Pokemon games. Dragon Team, always good stuff. Still a little bit worried. Looks like Simic, Bant. White, blue, and green. Well, you know what white, blue, and green probably entails. Counter spells, something like that. Enchantments of some kind. But we're not seeing Yorion Sky Nomad. They have a normal amount of cards in their deck, so... It might not be that. Bant Angels, perhaps. If I had to guess, I would say it's Bant Angels. Well, we'll try for Ranging Raptors. I don't think they're going to answer it. It's not threatening enough. They probably want to save removal and answers for something more powerful than that guy. Yeah, definitely. I could see that needing to be played in, yeah. Well, we certainly have a ton of protection for Ranging Raptors here. We're just going to keep chipping away, really. Blossoming Defense and 2 Tamiyo Safekeeping. I think definitely they're going to take that too. They'll probably want to stop it at some point, but whatever we play is, it's safe. That's for sure. Now this Disciplined Duelist, I actually like this. Slapping Indestructible on the Ranging Raptors. We're going to survive. Ooh, okay. You know what? I'm going to hold Ranging Raptors back just because I want to slap Tamiyo Safekeeping on it, I should say. And because Double Strike, Ranging Raptors could potentially be hit twice from Disciplined Duelist. So we may be getting 2 lands here, actually, which would be super rampy. Certainly nobody's, I think, dying here if they wanted to kill somebody. That's not happening. Okay, well, I don't think so. Unfortunately, now they're not going to attack with the Disciplined Duelist. No. Nope. Man, that's got to feel bad. I probably should have saved one of them, just because the Disciplined Duelist probably isn't attacking. Oh, and we got the Embercleave. Okay, I'm liking the looks of this. Kind of. Yeah. See what they do here. I don't think they can do much of anything for one. I wouldn't think they can do anything for one. Definitely, I do have to save Blossoming Defense, I feel, for Marauding Raptor, because I think they're going to target that. Goodness, well, we're going to save them. We're going to try. They're certainly expending a lot of resources, my goodness. Can't get nothing to stick. But this Winterhorn's Blessing, that is doing some pretty good work. Ouch. That's okay. That's okay. Question is, do I want to slap Embercleave on ranging? Or basically dead next turn anyways. Oh yeah, let's slap it on ranging, but we won't attack. They're probably Winterhorns Ranging Raptors, I would imagine. Probably betting we don't have another Tamiyo Safekeeping. Hopefully. Well, that is going to do it, unfortunately. My goodness. But there wasn't anything we can do against that. Disciplined Duelist. Double strike. Just keep slapping Winterhorn's Blessing on it, making it bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're going to look to take this guy out if they get it. But that was painful. Rhonas the Indomitable, certainly I think that would be pretty helpful. Don't think we need to do a whole lot. Ripjaw Raptor, I mean, chances are they could just bounce it, tap it, something like that. I don't think they have a whole lot of creatures, though. We'll see. Keep it as is. But, yeah, man, that Winterhorn's Blessing is not a fun time. Something with hexproof would be quite fantastic. Well, I think we'll give her a go. Got 3 lands at the very least, so we will be able to go with Rhonas the Indomitable. Abominable Snowman. Snake Man, I guess. At least we did see Embercleave starting out the first game. It's always fantastic. I'll probably play Ranging Raptors coming up here. You know what, I'm going to go with Rhonas actually, just because, just on the off chance that I draw some Dino that I can play next turn. I think I forgot to turn my emotes on. 1 second here. Okay, there we go. Winterhorn's Blessing. I don't like it. You know what? I'm going to save that. It's a little unfortunate, but at the very least we still can use Rhonas's ability. I see what's going on here. Bant, flashback, I guess. Focused on Ledger Shredder, things that are nice slap encounters on either the Ledger Shredder or something that has double strike, and things just get real big, real fast, and there's just not a whole lot we can do, especially when they control our creatures and tap them down, sort of paralyze them. Yeah, we'll definitely get this Marauding. I think we got to probably keep Tamiyo Safekeeping. Yeah, just in case they go Winterhorn's Blessing next turn for 3. Okay, taken 2, good stuff. I think they were a little bit worried with the mana I had up. I'd hoped I'd get a little bit of damage through, even if I didn't. It was going to be nice getting some Illuminator Virtuoso. Okay. I do not like this deck. I should have brought in Soul Guide Lantern now that I think about it, since so much of this seems to revolve around flashback. This is pretty fantastic band. I've never actually seen this variation yet, but it seems to be doing some good work. Definitely caught me off guard a little bit. Hey, old music, how's it going? Well, it's going pretty good. Pretty good. Kind of rough, this first match against Bant counters, something like that. But we're going to buff somebody. It's going to be Marauding. See who that Illuminator Virtuoso blocks. Okay. Now the question is 6, 12, Embercleave. Ah, you gotta be kidding. Well, that's how it goes when you have Spell Pierce and you got 1 blue up. Sometimes, nothing you can do, really. That's just, yeah, how she goes. Had to try for something. We were just continually getting slammed by some pretty fantastic and big creatures there. Oof is right. But again, there's nothing else we could have done differently, I would say. So I don't really feel too bad in those situations. Ooh, this though, I think I'll keep it. I do have 1 basic swamp. I forgot to go over the mana base for this list, but I do have 1 basic swamp. Just no Ziatoras, never mind. I may not need to grab it, but just in case I need that source of black for Rotting Regisaur here. That's why I got the swamp. The Phyrexian swamp from the original Jumpstart. I'm pretty sure we all like old music, at least some specific songs, I would imagine. Double Marauding Raptor, though, that feels pretty good. I don't listen to a whole lot of music myself, either. Oh, double Thalia's Lieutenant. Well, that's going to be painful. Ouch. Well, we're not done. We gotta do as much powerful stuff as possible, hopefully getting that Embercleave, but certainly ramping as much as we can. Ping the ranging 2 times for sure. Unfortunately, we can't attack with that second Marauding Raptor. It's always nice to be able to pressure him with that, but we gotta take advantage of this while we can. Certainly next turn, I imagine I'll be sending Thunderherd Migration to the bottom as my thing that I discard. I think Jim Croce, Time in a Bottle, and Operator. Those are probably my 2 favorite songs. I don't know why. I'm not sure, but Time in a Bottle and Operator by Jim Croce. Some of my favorites. But this looks like, well, we're done for. Again, Thalia's Lieutenant. That is a pretty fantastic hit off of Collected Company for sure. Well, that's not an Embercleave. Do we got any way out of this? I don't know. Probably not. 2. Possibly. We'll see. We'll see. Play the Stomping Ground tapped. I was thinking of playing Regisaur Alpha. We would get both Marauding Raptors up to 6 power. They'd be able to trade with some stuff, but they still, I'm pretty much certain it would kill us next turn. We wouldn't quite have lethal, unfortunately. General Kudro. Well, that's definitely not a good sign. Big stuff. Oh, Dahlia's Lieutenant 8/8s. Wow. I figured they'd just attack all out at this point. Right. Well, we're not dead. Slapping the Embercleave on the Rotting Regisaur might help us out, potentially. Cross the fingers. Otherwise, it's going to be rough. Pretty much hoping for Embercleave. Yeah, it's got to be Tamiyo's. Oh, that's not Embercleave. Yeah. Oh, we can't bust through that. Possibly Anger of the Gods may not even help at all. I mean, you saw how fast they got counters on their humans, and the majority were above 3 toughness. Not a good time. If we can get Anger of the Gods early enough, yes, definitely, I think that could help quite nicely, but it's going to be a very small window that we may be able to take them out. Ripjaw Raptor, certainly that feels like a pretty fantastic addition for sure. They don't have a whole lot of targeted remiss. I don't think we actually need Blossoming Defense. Just because it is collected company, Abzan humans, so they want to maximize the number of creatures, basically all creatures, humans, 3 or less, just to maximize the hits from collected company. So they're not really interacting a whole lot with us, if at all. If they do, it would be attached to a creature. So, yeah, definitely we could cut Blossoming Defense there. I do like the shifting, actually. All right, lots of bodies. Hopefully, you know, an early Anger of the Gods wouldn't have helped us out in this game. We'll see. Ooh, that's not going to do it. We can make that work, yeah. We got to turn 2 Marauding, always fantastic, and let's get the Regisaur. Just keep the curve low. I do want to save Embercleave. I could have sent that to the bottom, but with Ranging Raptors, there should be a very good chance we get... Oh, hey, I sent a Regisaur to the bottom, and it gave me 1 back on the first draw. You gotta love it. Hopefully they don't kill Marauding Raptor. Yeah, I didn't think that was happening. Could potentially be slapping Embercleave on Marauding Raptor coming up here. We do got to get a second source of red just so, you know, we don't get caught out for sure. Always got to keep that in mind. Since most of the time I don't really use a whole lot that requires 2 sources of red. Usually that's just Anger of the Gods, but Embercleave, ooh, Brutal Cathar is brutal, to say the least. Oh, that's rough. I'll keep Ranging Raptors back just to block something if they do attack. I think there's a pretty good chance, so should be able to get a land this turn. That's okay. That's helping us. I think Ripjaw Raptor previous turn would have been quite nice. It's got to be, yeah, it's got to be a swamp just in case we want to go with that Rotting Regisaur. Yeah, definitely Ripjaw, I think, in this scenario. As long as they don't do anything to him, but being able to block the Moonrage Brute plus the Graveyard Glutton. Let's hope they don't get too many good hits here. That's pretty good. That's very good. Yep. Anger of the Gods wasn't going to help us. Is not right. Huh. Well, nothing we can do there. Yeah. A little bit of a misses, unfortunately, tonight, but we'll keep the party going. Keep the dream alive of Embercleave on a Dino to win and protecting them with Tamiyo's Safekeeping and Blossoming Defense, Hexproof, Indestructible. Usually, that's good stuff, but yeah, not so good. I'm still having a fantastic time. Again, there's not really, sometimes, a whole lot you can do. There's going to be streaks where you lose 2, 3, possibly 4 in a row, and doesn't matter what you would have done. Couldn't have done anything differently. That's a lot of lands, not doing a whole lot early on. There's still a pretty good chance we would get something we could do at least by turn 3. Let's try Mulligan. Okay, I like that. We got the turn 3 Rotting Regisaur. Let's put Tamiyo's to the bottom. Just in case we get that Embercleave, slapping it on Rotting, followed by Blossoming Defense to save it. Anger of Ghosts, speaking out, but let's reveal that Rotting Regisaur. Right. Yes, Anger of the Gods. It seems to be Golgari creatures. Golgari good stuff, perhaps.
Out of my way. I have a way to stop. Nothing on
Golgari mid-range, I think. Now let's get Marauding Raptor instead. We hope they don't kill it. Of course, we do have Blossoming Defense to save Marauding Raptor. Hopefully, we don't have to do that. Take grid. Oh, that's not nice.
You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Lands. Yeah, I'll keep everything back, Rotting Regisaur, next turn, and then hopefully we're slapping that Embercleave on somebody. Followed by Blossoming Defense. And that might be enough, depending if they attack with a few creatures here. I could expect the Gifted Aetherborn for sure. But my goodness, Anger of the Gods is going to really bring the pain to this deck for sure. Ooh, the Thoughtseize is getting rid of Embercleave. Well, that's no fun. Well, okay. That was not good at all. So, Tegrid whenever an opponent sacrifices or discards a permanent card, they just get it. And then Embercleave was put onto the battlefield, and yeah, you can't do anything against that. Let's see. Yeah, Ranging Raptors. Nah, not quite. Not quite fast enough. We can make that work. Got Thunderherd, as always. Lovely stuff. At least the games and matches are going pretty quick. You know? Gotta look at the silver lining. Let's go with that Thunderherd. I'm betting, just in case that we get a 4th land next turn, which would allow us to go Marauding Raptor plus Rotting Regisaur. Or Marauding plus Rhonas would be quite nice as well. That's not the case. Well, we'll still go with Marauding Raptor. Open up the chance of possibly Regisaur Alpha next turn. And hopefully not a fatal push on Marauding Raptor here. I think that's probably a good possibility, unfortunately. Rotting. I think it should be Rhonas. Too many key things that Rotting makes us discard, which is always a drawback. Sometimes it's kind of painful. You want to play Rotting Regisaur, but you got lots of goodies, unfortunately, and that kind of makes you not want to play him in some cases. At the very least, we should be able to attack with Marauding and Rhonas. Probably just Rhonas due to the fact it does have Indestructible. Oh. Almost can go Embercleave on something, but yeah, definitely. Let's get that Regisaur Alpha, make a bunch of good guys. We'll be able to attack with Rhonas. We won't be losing him, which is quite nice. I'm liking our chances here. I think we'll definitely get to slap Embercleave on somebody next turn, even if they take out 1 creature, 2 creatures. As long as we have 2 that we can attack with, we should be able to do the sword. Would be nice to go Rotting Regisaur plus Embercleave. That would be pretty devastating, I think. What do they got up their sleeve? Nope, we want to use the green. Leave us with 2 sources of red there. That almost screwed us up. The auto tapper, you gotta hate it. Love it and hate it. Have to do something to someone. Assassin's Trophy, I can handle that. Yep. Bam, dead. Still. Well, we didn't get to slap Embercleave on something, but we took him down. We didn't even need Anchor of the Gods, which, if I remember correctly, I don't think they cast Thoughtseize. Let's see. no. So they still don't know we have the potential of Anger of the Gods. I think that surprise factor is going to come in hopefully pretty handy game 3 here. I always try and take a game from my opponent and not reveal the fact that I have Anger of the Gods potentially, let them maybe overextend a little bit, barf a bunch of their creatures if I've brought it in, and just get as much value as possible. Kind of maybe take a couple hits. You gotta weigh the risk for sure. I think we could work with this. It's no Anger of that. No, we'll mulligan once. We should not have mulliganed, but no, that's also not so good. Oh, that's... So the first hand, that was the keeper. Wow, we gotta trim some stuff. Well, that's how she goes. Hopefully. Oh. Okay, well, I think it looks like Golgari fight rigging with Rotting Regisaur, which is kind of neat. We know that card. Callous Blood Mage. Okay. Well, we're dead, unfortunately. So yeah, not the best night in the world, but that's all good. That's all good. We'll bring her back around. These things, they happen to everybody. We've all experienced this sort of scenario. Yeah, a couple strings of losses. Cleansing Nova, huh? Hopefully they don't have too many sweepers. I think that's an actual card, Cleansing Nova. I'm pretty sure that's a sweeper. I think it might be white, perhaps. Yeah, I like the looks of this. Marauding, Thunderherd Migration, Ranging to ramp a little bit better. We got good old Shifting, Regisaur, especially Shifting Ceratops if this is something control related. Might just be mono red with the Sarkin avatar there. They're really thinking about this one. Actually, I'm going to make another tea. Don't go anywhere. Make sure they don't cheat. Takes a while to fill the cup. I put it on the strong option, and because I'm tough like that. Let's get rid of the mountain. Actually, I want to maintain my land drops early on. Regisaur is always nice. Let's get rid of Shifting. Just because this isn't a blue deck, Rakdos something. I think we should play it safe. Definitely with Thunderherd Migration. We'll reveal that Marauding and hope they don't have a Thoughtseize. Definitely pad our sources of green, especially for Tamiyo Safekeeping. Hopefully it would time out, but seems to be on the ball here. Cross the fingers, no Thoughtseize. Classic Rakdos sort of mid-range, so Anger of the Gods again. Hopefully, game 2 we see it early and we don't have to send too much to the bottom. But, you know, we got Marauding plus Ranging Raptors, which I was hoping for. Unfortunately, we don't got that one source or potential one source of green to use Tamiyos to save somebody. Oh, my tea's done. Well, I gotta use Ranging Raptors at some point. If we attack, chances are they may just let it through, so might as well. I get one land, one turn sooner, and save ourselves taking 3 damage there. Oh man, we got a lot of lands actually. And we even have 1 green left over to likely save somebody here. But I definitely like the double Regisaur Alpha. That's going to come in pretty handy, I would imagine. But I feel like, oh, maybe not. Ooh, they're stumbling a bit in the land department. Which is kind of nice to see, definitely. We're looking pretty good there. Oh, ooh, oh. You guys must like this. My. Huh, okay. There's a bunch of Regisaurs. This scenario does not happen too often, but you gotta love it. The second Regisaur, the first one giving it haste, everybody's just swinging away, doing the things that dinosaurs do best. Beating up on classic, fantastic decks like Rakdos here. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I don't think they're coming back from this. I don't see how they would. Unless they have a sweeper. Storm's Wrath. Excuse me, I guess I just need more tea. Might make a 3rd cup tonight, I don't know. Non-creature, non-land, well, might as well use it if they're going to be discarding it. Gain 2 life instead of not. Expected fatal push at some point. But now they know they're dead. I only have to connect with at least 1 token. They would have to have 3 bodies to potentially save themselves, but with Regisaur Alpha there, it's that's not going to happen. Don't know why they're bothering. Huh. The Bone Crusher. That's still not going to do it. Right, well, doesn't always happen. Triple Regisaur Alpha, but you guys know, I think most of you guys know, Anger of the Gods against this specific Rakdos variation. Pretty much all their creatures are at 3 toughness or less, so as always, Anger is going to put in the work, that's for sure. Rhonas, we got to make space somewhere. Maybe an Embercleave. Actually, I do want Ripjaw Raptor now that I think about it. 1 Tamiyos. Could potentially bring in the Soul Guide Lantern. It is always nice exiling their entire graveyard, or if they only have Kroxa, the first time we bring Soul Guide Lantern down, we do get to exile 1 specific target card. So it's always nice if that target can be Kroxa, but not too worried. I think Anger of the Gods should put in enough work. That's the idea, at least. It's not something like Dreadhorde, Arcanist, something nasty like that, where they're casting a whole ton of stuff from their graveyard. I think it's mainly Kroxa that big, nasty Titan. Some Rakdos variations can lean a little bit more into the graveyard, but I think this, specific one, not a whole lot to worry about in that regard. I don't want to make the game plan worse just for the fact of potentially exiling Kroxa there. Man, I just can't believe it. That hasn't happened in a long time. Triple Regisaur. Just a whole bunch of big bodies, dinos, slamming, hasty. It's what you want to do in most cases, I think. They're kind of worried, though, I imagine. Again, it was a little unfortunate. Mana-wise, I think they were getting a little bit mana screwed, but again, it happens to everybody. It happened to us a couple times tonight. Possibly could have cut Marauding Raptor as well, just due to the fact there is that fatal push. That is likely something we're going to see eventually, putting us to sleep here. Nah, I don't think we can do this. We don't even have 2 sources of green for Ripjaw Raptor, which is another point to remember. Adding that 3rd color, it can be rough and be awkward at times with something like Ripjaw Raptor that requires those 2 sources of green, sometimes fairly early, sometimes as early as turn 3. And adding that 3rd color, even if it is Rotting Regisaur, sometimes it can be awkward like this. Okay, that's actually much better. Much better. Definitely will send that mountain to the bottom just because it is basic land. The worst land at this point. Yeah, stomping. Got plenty of sources of red, for sure, so hopefully we see that Anger of the Gods at some point. You know what, I'm going to reveal Ranging. I want to keep all the stuff I have right now. If we get something for 4, we may go that next turn, but Ranging Raptors, going to be nice to hopefully deter a little bit of aggression if and likely when they do attack with the Blood Tithe Harvester here. Weathered Runestone, well, it's not really going to help them at all. Huh. That's alright. Alright, let's have it tapped. I don't feel we need to save Ranging Raptors. We could potentially with Tamiyo Safekeeping, but I want to keep both of these things just in case there's something a little bit more impactful than Ranging Raptors there. Which hopefully we're able to block the Blood Tithe Harvester. That would be ideal. Hey, lovely stuff. Okay, that's not a very good trade, I would say. In my mind. Kind of like Regisaur. Rotting. Somebody. Yeah, let's try for Regisaur. And hope they can't kill Regisaur Alpha. Next turn we'll have plenty of stuff to protect on Blossoming Defense and Tamiyo Safekeeping. Might just go Ripjaw Raptor just for maybe a little bit more card draw. Looks like they'll definitely make a token here. They want bodies to block. That's for sure.
You deal with this annoyance.
Okay. That was pretty good. But I think this is also going to be painful. Pressure Shorin. Snoring. Okay. Should be able to protect Ripjaw, possibly block some creature that they attack with. So if they make that Hive of the Eye Tyrant a creature. But at the very least, I'm pretty sure Ripjaw is surviving.
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
Well, let's hope. Phew. Ooh, and Marauding. Good stuff. Okay, definitely that. Plus Rotting Regisaur. Yeah. Okay, then we'll just slam them. Likely going to be using that Blossoming Defense for sure. Do I want to save that token with Blossoming Defense? Yeah, let's do that. We'll get more damage through and token survives. We would have had to discard Blossoming Defense with Rotting Regisaur anyways, so might as well. Ooh, and Embercleave. Oh. But again, get the most use out of Blossoming. Well, actually, we got to discard Embercleave. Let's not get too excited here, guys. That is also a drawback. But I think there's still a good chance we have them. Damn. Okay. Well, we redeemed ourselves a little bit after those clunky, not a whole lot we could do matches to start off tonight. Always nice taking down Rakdos. It seems to be a pretty favorable matchup, at least for my dinos. Sometimes they just run out of answers and whatnot. Oh, we even have... Oh, we got multiple packs. Oh, man, this is pack night tonight, that's for sure. Man, we got a lot of wild cards. Oh, we're spoiled here. I might even do other wacky stuff. Not fight rigging, that's not wacky, I should say, but other interesting combinations that I've always wanted to try. It might not be explored just because the card pool is a little bit smaller. Might dip my toe back into Historic for some of the crazy stuff they got going on there. But maybe something in Explorer. Rainbow dinos again. Lots of options, definitely. Lots to think about, that's for sure. Even with one specific deck, hopefully, I think oftentimes there are a bunch of different ways you can spin it, play it, for sure. For sure. Ooh, I like this. Ooh. This could be very nice. We got 2 lands, Maraudings. Ooh, if we get a third one, we're looking good. Oh, yes. Even if we didn't, we were looking pretty good, but now... hopefully they don't kill stuff. Oh, we got Tamer Elementals, it's looking like, so... Here's a Marauding. And Ranging for a bunch of lands. Yeah, Mountain. Just to get lots of... Because Ziatora's Proving Ground, we could have to use that for a black, so I want at least a little bit more sources of black, white, green, no. Red, I should say. Oh! Ooh! That's awkward. Well, bring an Anger of the Gods. But when you do something nasty like that on turn 3, Marauding for 1, Rotting for 1, Ranging Raptors for 1, you just barf. I think a lot of people, if their opponent is on the play and they see that, that's the power sometimes of this list. That doesn't happen too often, that scenario, but I mean, you see, when it does, they shed some tears. I think Anger of the Gods could be... It could be good. Yeah, I think we'll keep Anger. Drop Tamiyos. They are not doing a whole lot of interaction. Elementals, they kind of just play lots of their own creatures, I feel. If it is elementals. Pretty sure it's got to be elementals. Don't really like that. But of course it could be a lot worse. We got to play for turn 3, we got to play for turn 4. Oh, ooh, double Shifting Ceratops. That's the stuff you want to see. Tamer Landfall, I guess. And we're going to want to take out that Lotus Cobra. Possibly mulligan aggressively game 3 for that Anger of the Gods, I think, because Lotus Cobra is never a fun time. Nothing to play and make use of. Oh, okay. Huh. I'm alright with that. They're not really popping off, which is quite nice. Okay, that is certainly going to be nuts. Tamer Ramp, it's looking like. Shoot. Oh, we gotta do something quick. With someone. Somehow. Let's just get the shifting. Just to maybe deter aggression from Cavalier of Thorns, we'll double block with ranging and shifting. Take it out. That's gonna hurt. Let's go with this Marauding plus ranging. I was thinking of having one of those shock lands come into play on tap, but yeah, this is also good. Pretty much just, I think, gonna wait for Embercleave here and hope they don't go off in the meantime. I don't need more lands. Man, that's a lot of land. Do we just slam them with the shifting? I kind of like the thought of that. Cavalier of Thorns would trade with somebody. Lotus Cobra might trade with the shifting that's temporarily at 2. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Not quite yet. But definitely next turn if things are still pretty good. Now if we get an Anger of the Gods, certainly to take out Lotus Cobra, Omnath, and this Risen Reef here. That would be pretty sweet. We're not taking out Omnath. You still can't block the shifting, which is nice. If we're able to slap an Embercleave on one of the shifting that does get blocked by Cavalier of Thorns next turn, that ain't Embercleave. I'll attack with both shifting, even though Cavalier of Thorns is going to trade with one of them. I want to leave myself a little bit open, but not open too much. Take him down a decent chunk. Leave the possibility of maybe killing him next turn with Embercleave on the Shifting Ceratops. But certainly I'm keeping Shifting Ceratops in against this deck. Ooh, Leafkin. An Anger of the Gods next turn would be actually pretty good. A Rotting, it's a body. Okay, I think that's going to do it for us here. Now, sometimes you just get a bunch of lands. No, we can't bust through that, especially with the second on that there. That's right, we stomped them fantastically that first game, but hopefully we get to slap that Embercleave on somebody coming up here. Hopefully we go off in similar fashion to game one there, just Maraudings, Rotting, Ranging. So, it's one source of red. We're going first, it's not fast. Okay, I can handle that, definitely. Nah, I want to keep that Embercleave. We got our 2 sources of red, that's good. Kind of, no, definitely Rhonas for this turn. Anger of the Gods to just take out a lowest score, but definitely isn't enough value. And it's nice having Rhonas being indestructible here, which, because it's legendary, of course, you don't want multiple copies, but you gotta keep in mind, Rotting Regisaur, if you have to discard something, discarding a legendary card that you have multiples of is definitely a pretty fantastic thing to do. Hopefully we get another body so we can start using Rhonas here. I would imagine they play some amount of creatures this turn. Possibly that Omnath. Okay. Well, it's more lands. Yeah. All right. An Embercleave on Rhonas is going to be pretty funny, I think. Feels nice. They haven't been attacking us. They don't realize the fact that Rhonas can't block, since it's the only creature that we have. I think they could have played Genesis Ultimatum right there. Definitely think they should have. Well, certainly Anger of the Gods, that's coming up, to say the least. Rotting. Yeah, Rotting. Anger. Swing with Rhonas. Yeah, I know, because in Historic it was banned. It's certainly completely legal. But... let's see. I don't want to go Anger plus Rotting. We'd have to discard Embercleave, which I definitely want to maintain. Ooh, let's see. Well, we got to go Anger. That's just a given at this point, for sure. You know what? We'll still go with Rotting. I don't think we need Embercleave here. It is a little sad, but we can buff up both Rhonas and Rotting Regisaur with Rhonas' ability. It should help us out. They're going to go Genesis Ultimatum, unfortunately. I think. They're not. 4, 7. It looked like they had enough. Huh. Oh, now they might. Oh. I have to do something pretty drastic, though. Ooh. Alrighty. Now we got 12. We could make that 18. I think they want to take 11. Huh. Maybe they can still kill us. Hugin. Yeah, that is going to do it. Unfortunately. Yeah, that's all right. A little bit more bumpy tonight, but that's always going to happen, potentially. That's all good, though. I had a good time. We'll open up a couple packs here, actually, just to finish things off. Then definitely, I'm going to work on that fight rigging list. I haven't done a whole lot. Still no fight. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. All right. That was fantastic tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching right now or later on. There's always room for improvement, but sometimes there's not a whole lot you can do with a particular list. Sometimes you get stomped pretty bad and you may see some changes that are pretty clear, reasonings why maybe something works or something doesn't work. But it's always a good time that I have, at least with dinos. So hopefully you guys have a good time as well. At the very least, it gives you ideas of maybe what to do, what not to do in certain situations at least. But thanks for watching. Draco, Old Music, anybody else right now or later on, hopefully you have a good night. And yes, good luck to you as well, Draco. I'll see you guys next time.